According to the King James Scriptures, Israel, as the direct descendants of Jacob, is recognized as the chosen people of God. Numerous scriptures illustrate God's eternal commitment to them, assuring that even during challenging times, He would never completely abandon them. It is important to highlight this, considering the significant and ongoing opposition the Jewish people have faced throughout history. Although other groups have also endured prejudice over the centuries, in this video, we will explore 7 instances recorded in the Bible where divine intervention saved Israel from total destruction. Make sure to subscribe to our channel for updates on future content. Get ready as we embark on this journey of discovery. First, let us recount the awe-inspiring event of the Red Sea parting and the ruin of the Egyptian army. The King James Bible recounts the incredible saga of the Israelite people who were enslaved in Egypt for 43 years. As the Hebrew lineage grew, Egypt, driven by fear of a potential uprising, imposed harsh adversities on these chosen descendants of God. Sensing the suffering of His children, God chose Moses as their guide to lead them to the long-awaited land of Canaan. However, the Pharaoh hesitated to release such a crucial group due to the potential impact on his empire. In response, God inflicted a series of 10 plagues upon Egypt, tormenting the nation and challenging the gods they worshipped. After these divine manifestations, the people of Israel gained their freedom and began their journey to the Promised Land. However, the Pharaoh's heart was filled with remorse and driven by resentment. He set out with his army to annihilate the Israelites in the arid sands of the desert. During their escape, the Israelites found themselves trapped between the vast sea and the vengeful army closing in. In their desperation, they witnessed the power of God in action. The waters of the sea parted, creating a passage for them to march on dry ground. On the other hand, when the Egyptian soldiers attempted to cross, the sea returned to its form, submerging and eliminating the threat that loomed over the people of God. The second account takes us to the clash at Rephidim against the Amalekites. Before reaching the Promised Land, the Amalekites had already emerged as formidable opponents to the people of Israel. The journey of the Hebrews was marked by numerous conflicts, with the clash at Rephidim standing out as a significant milestone. As described in the Bible, when they faced the Amalekites on their way to Canaan, the conflict began with an unexpected attack, seemingly without provocation. In response, God instructed Israel to rise up and overcome this adversary. Moses entrusted the command of the Israelite forces on the front lines to Joshua, while he, from the top of a hill, held up the divine staff symbolizing divine support and strength. According to the King James Bible version, when Moses held up his hand, Israel prevailed, and when he let down his hand, Amalek prevailed. However, Moses became exhausted, and Aaron and Hur came to his aid, holding up his hands until the sun went down. This resulted in the triumphant victory of Israel. The third account revolves around the fall of the walls of Jericho. Jericho, considered one of the oldest cities in the world, stood directly in the path of the Israelites on their way to the Promised Land. Capturing Jericho was not just a tactical move but an essential step in establishing Israel in that region. However, the city appeared impregnable, and the Israelite army lacked advanced war engines suitable for besieging fortified cities. Divine intervention became crucial. Following divine instructions, the Israelites, led by priests carrying the Ark of the Covenant, marched around the formidable defenses of Jericho once a day for 6 days. On the 7th day, they circled the city 7 times. When the 7th circuit was completed, with the resounding blasts of the priestly trumpets and the fervent shouts of the people, the walls of Jericho crumbled, securing the triumph of Israel. The fourth account takes us to Gideon's inspired victory over the Midianites in the land of Ephraim. Gideon, a man from the tribe of Manasseh and a descendant of Jos, lived during a time when Israel faced invasions from various nations due to the absence of unified leadership. The account of Gideon and the Midianites showcases God's ability to turn the tide of intimidation and oppression. The Midianites had become a constant threat to the Israelites, instilling fear and despair among the people. However, God recognized Gideon's potential as a leader and called upon valiant men from different tribes to join forces with him. Gideon assembled a formidable fighting force, but God wanted to emphasize that victory comes from Him alone. To convey this message, God instructed Gideon to reduce his troops. Through a series of divine tests, the Israelite troops were narrowed down to a select group of 300 warriors. These chosen few stood as a testament to God's power and the importance of faith in achieving victory. In one instance, under divine guidance, Gideon approached the Midianite camp and overheard a soldier sharing a dream that prophesied Gideon's triumph. Encouraged by this sign, Gideon equipped each of his men with a trumpet, a container of fire, and a clay jar. Under the cover of darkness, Gideon's small armies surrounded the Midianite camp. At Gideon's signal, they broke the clay jars, revealing the torches inside, and blew their trumpets. The sudden eruption of light and sound created confusion and fear among the Midianites, causing them to turn on each other and flee. Gideon's small but faithful army emerged victorious, thanks to divine intervention. The fifth account highlights God's boundless compassion and the opportunity for redemption, even for those who opposed Israel. The story takes place in Nineveh, a city notorious for its hostility towards Israel. God sends the prophet Jonah to deliver a divine message of impending destruction to Nineveh. Surprisingly, upon hearing this prophecy, the king and the people of Nineveh deeply repent and seek forgiveness. Their sincere repentance moves God, and He chooses to reconsider His plan of destruction. This act of mercy not only saves Nineveh from its imminent downfall, but also prevents Assyria, of which Nineveh was the capital, from becoming a threatening power to Israel for some time. It demonstrates God's willingness to extend forgiveness and offer a path to redemption, even to those who have been adversaries of His chosen people. The sixth account involves Hezekiah, the king of Judah, who faced the looming shadow of Assyria in the late 8th century BC. Assyria had emerged as a powerful empire and posed a significant threat to Judah and its capital, Jerusalem. The Assyrian armies surrounded Jerusalem, taunting and ridiculing Hezekiah and the God of Israel. The situation seemed dire, and Hezekiah cried out to heaven for a miracle. Miraculously, the Assyrian army met its downfall and retreated to Nineveh, where their leader, Sennacherib, faced a tragic fate at the hands of his own sons. This dramatic turn of events marked a significant turning point in history and proved to be a miraculous deliverance for Jerusalem. It demonstrated God's power to bring down mighty adversaries and protect His people in their most vulnerable moments. The seventh account takes us to the prophecy of Gog and Magog, as described in the book of Ezekiel. Ezekiel, a faithful minister of Solomon's temple, found himself among the exiles in Babylon. He conveyed the message that the exile was a divine punishment for Israel's turning away from God. However, he also instilled hope by proclaiming that God would lead the Israelites back to Jerusalem once they returned to His precepts. The prophecy details a future where Jews, peacefully settled in Israel, would face a threat from Gog. In response, divine wrath would be revealed, resulting in the defeat of the aggressors. This event would serve as a catalyst for the revival of the Israelites, who would return to their homeland and witness the glory of God. Ezekiel envisions a time when the scattered Jews are brought back, and God's presence never hides from them again. These accounts from the Bible highlight instances where divine intervention played a crucial role in saving Israel from complete destruction. They demonstrate God's unwavering commitment to His chosen people and serve as a reminder of His power and protection throughout history. Through these narratives, we gain insights into the Bible and the profound impact of divine intervention in the lives of individuals and nations.